Welcome. You are watching Greener Grass Recycling. I'm your host, Kaylin Clark. And today, we're not just going to be talking about recycling, we're going to be talking about the cycle of recycling. We can see a man taking out his trash. Good job, sir. Recycle. As you can tell, he felt great about recycling. Let's ask other people how they feel about recycling. How do you feel about recycling?
I feel like I'm helping out the government.
That's not what recycling's for.
I don't care.
How do you feel about recycling?
It's kind of slow because when you recycle, they make it return it back to plastic.
She's obviously slow. So how do you feel about recycling?
What are you talking about?
How do you feel about recycling?
I don't know. Recycling? What type of recycling?
To show you exactly how recycling is done, here's what our person in the field had to say.
When I got to Sims Recycling Plant in Brooklyn, I found a huge warehouse where 800 tons of recyclables from all over New York are dropped off by barge and truck every day. The plant was built in 2013 and it is state of the art. It handles materials like metals, glass, and hard plastics. And after those materials are dropped off, they're sorted.
So we take all of those unsorted recyclables and we're pushing it through our processing system, which is almost all automatic. It's about 2.5 miles worth of conveyor belts, magnets, cameras, all sorts of other machines dedicated to just sorting out different materials.
The sorting machine is very high tech and sorts 14 kinds of materials, like glass, aluminum, cartons, and different types of plastic. Once enough of a material is collected, it's compressed into a 1,000 to 1,500 pound block called a bale. After the bales are sorted, they're sold to third-party companies. For example, a bale of aluminum might sell for $800. Buyers then take that raw material, clean and process it, and turn it into something new. This process saves way more energy than mining for virgin materials. With the same amount of energy that it takes to make 1 can of new aluminum, you can make 20 cans from recycled aluminum. And using 1 ton of recycled plastic saves 16 barrels of oil.
You have to think about all this stuff as coming from the earth, right? There's natural resources, oil, and all these plastics. And once you put it in the trash, it's going to a landfill or it's going to an incinerator. You're never going to use that material again. So it's super important we've got limited resources on this planet to use these kinds of materials as much as we can in the best ways possible.
Despite the great setup at Sims, there are a lot of issues with recycling. First of all, Americans kind of suck at it. According to the EPA, about 75% of all of our waste is actually recyclable, yet our recycling rates hang around 34% nationally. That basically means that only a third of every single thing we use and throw out every day is making it to the recycling bin. And don't get me started with New Yorkers. We only recycle 17% of our waste.
This is a garbage can right outside our office. You can see there's paper and there's some cans in there, cups. All of these things are recyclable. And they're in the trash right when there's a recycling bin.
Thank you for taking time to watch the documentary on greener grass. And remember, the grass is always greener on this side.